So, what if I told you there's a 40-verse poem written centuries ago that's not just a prayer, but a powerful psychological tool for building incredible inner strength? Today, we're going to take a journey through the Hanuman Chalisa and really look at its structure as a kind of blueprint for personal power. Okay, let's dive right in. The whole journey starts with this line, Shri Guru Charan Saroj Raj, which basically means, with the dust of my guru's lotus feet. Now, that's an act of humility, and it sets the stage for the next part, Nij Monu Mukuru Sudari, or having cleansed the mirror of my mind. Think about that. Before we can even ask for strength, the very first step is to see ourselves and all our flaws with perfect clarity. And this is absolutely crucial. This first step isn't about looking outward for help. It's about looking inward. The author, Tulsidas, is basically saying, hey, before I can praise the divine, I need to deal with my own internal static. It's this profound act of self-awareness, you know? It's like preparing the soil before you can even think about planting the seed of strength. All right, so now, with that clear mind, the invocation begins. And this is where the energy just completely shifts. We start to build momentum, calling forth not just a warrior, but a warrior saint, an entity that embodies this perfect and really specific kind of power. And you see this amazing duality right away. On one side, you have this pure, raw power, Mahavir, the great brave one, and Vikram Bajrangi, someone with a body as strong as a thunderbolt. But then look at the other side. You have Gyan Gun Sagar, an entire ocean of wisdom, and Vidyavan, the supremely learned. The Chalisa makes it crystal clear from the start. True strength isn't just about brute force. Nope. It's the perfect fusion of might and a sharp, virtuous mind. So from here, the Chalisa really starts to build by stretching the very limits of our imagination. It describes these feats that are so incredible they seem impossible, and it's doing this for a reason, to serve as a powerful reminder that the boundaries we think are real, a lot of them are just self-imposed. First up, we see Hanuman's complete mastery over the physical world. He can take on a sukshma roop, a form so tiny, so infinitesimally small that he can go completely unseen. Now, this isn't just some magic trick. It's a symbol of strategic subtlety, of the power of being able to adapt to any situation. And then in the very next breath, he can do the complete opposite. He can assume a Bhima-roop, a terrifying, gigantic form, a form so huge he could literally block out the sun or wipe out entire armies. This incredible contrast from the smallest to the largest, it just brilliantly illustrates this idea of having total command over your own reality. And this all builds up to the legendary Sanjivani Mission. I mean, just listen to this. To save a life, Hanuman has to first leap across an entire ocean. Then, when he gets there, he can't figure out which specific herb he needs. Does he give up? No. Instead, he lifts the entire mountain and brings it back. The scale here is just astronomical. It's a testament to unstoppable will and incredible resourcefulness. So, the text presents this completely impossible feat to ask us a very, very direct question. It forces us to stop and think. If this level of determination is possible, then what are the oceans and mountains in our own lives? What are those hurdles that we've convinced ourselves are just too big to overcome? Okay, so after expanding our whole sense of what's possible, the Chalisa's tone shifts. It moves from inspiring awe to providing direct comfort. This next section is like the Abhaya Mudra of the text, that gesture of fearlessness. It's designed to be a psychological shield. Now, the verses talk about warding off Put and Pishach. These are ancient terms for ghosts and evil spirits. But to really get it, to make it relevant for us, we have to ask ourselves, what are the ghosts and demons that we face today? Well, they're these things, right? Anxiety, crippling self-doubt, the echoes of past trauma, the fear of what's coming next, that nagging inner critic in our heads. For centuries, the verse Put Pishach Nikit Nahi Avai, that ghosts and demons don't come near when Hanuman's name is chanted, has been used as this powerful mantra to build a mental fortress against these very real, very modern psychological struggles. So let's recap. We've cleared our minds, we've invoked a balanced strength, we've shattered our own perceived limits, and we've built a shield against fear. So what's the ultimate promise? What's the final reward for going on this whole inner journey? The text promises that Hanuman is the giver of the Ashta Siddhi Nav Nidhi,
That's the 8 supernatural powers and 9 divine treasures, 17 gifts in total. But listen, this isn't about learning to fly or becoming invisible. Symbolically, these 17 treasures represent achieving total self-mastery. It's about unlocking the full spectrum of your human potential, everything from a sharper intuition to an absolutely invincible spirit. But here's the catch, and this part is so important. This transformation isn't just some passive gift you get. Tulsidas puts a critical instruction right in the text. Jo satbar patkare koi, one who recites this 100 times. The satbar, the 100 times, it's not just a literal number. It represents discipline. It is the conscious, repeated choice to engage with this strength, to practice being courageous over and over and over until it becomes a part of who you are. And that brings us to the final, and maybe the most profound, instruction in the entire Chalisa. After this whole epic journey of invocation and transformation, the goal isn't just to call for help when you're in trouble. No, it's something much, much more permanent. You see, the closing lines aren't a farewell, they're an invitation. Hriday Basahu means dwell in my heart. The ultimate goal, the whole point, is for this divine strength, this perfect balance of power and wisdom, to take up permanent residence inside the temple of our own hearts. So, the journey ends right back where it started, inside of you. It's a really clear path when you think about it. First, you clear the mind. Then, you invoke a power that's both mighty and smart. You expand your limits. You shield yourself from fear. And finally, through real discipline, you invite that strength to live inside you for good. The Chalisa gives us the map, but that final step, well, that belongs to us. And the question it leaves us with is a powerful one. Where in your heart will you make room for this strength today?